This countdown with Austin Ekeler. Last year he was number 8, moved down 2 spots. Just honestly, the the biggest thing was just that he's aging and the fact that while he's not that old, his numbers have definitely decreased, and the amount of playing that he's had has definitely decreased. So again, the talent at running back, while it may be feels like it's slim, there are great runners out there that just need their props. They need to be recognized, and Eckler has been doing it for a while. He just has slowed down just a little bit, but he can definitely come back and be higher. Eckler, so 28 years old, 6 years in the league. He signed a 2-year, $8.43 million contract with the Commanders. I think that's pretty good for them. Definitely, they did a lot of great signings out there this year. So we'll see what Washington does. Definitely, Daniels will be using him. The rookie Jaden Daniels. 14 games played, 179 carries for 628 yards, 3.5 average per carry, 5 touchdowns, 3 fumbles, 2 lost. He also has the ability of being a dual threat kind of running back. He had 51 receptions for 436 yards, a touchdown, 2 fumbles, 2 lost. No accolades, did not go to the playoffs or whatnot, but I mean, still a pretty productive running back and definitely a guy that you need to watch. So, overall, really deserving of being on this countdown for sure. Number 9, we really don't change number 9 from last year. It's Aaron Jones. He's just consistently been a top 10 NFL running back in this league for a bit. Definitely a huge impact when he had Aaron. And I think he's been a huge impact with Jordan Love. Definitely made it so uh, Jordan Love can go do his thing and throw it out to his young wideouts because of Aaron Jones's impact of being a runner, dude. Honestly, he's also fantastic at catching, and that's kind of the new running back age, man. You got to be able to do both, and I mean, blocking is just another uh, big thing that you can do as a running back. Overall, though, Aaron Jones is not a Packer anymore, so I think he will impact his new team. Aaron Jones is 29 years old, 7 years in the league. He signed a 1-year, $7 million contract to join the Minnesota Vikings. Huge signing, I think, for the Vikings. They definitely needed a running back, a really secure running back, stable running back that's going to give you some good numbers. Definitely, Aaron Jones needs to stay healthy, and I think he's a 1,000 yard rusher kind of guy. So, limiting on the fumbles definitely. And I mean, overall, like I said, impactful. I think so. Crazy's going to a divisional rival. Played 11 games, had 142 carries for 656 yards, 4.6 average per carry with 2 touchdowns. He had a fumble and a lost fumble. Um, for the receiving end, 30 receptions for 233 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 fumble. In the playoffs versus Dallas and San Fran, he had 39 rushes for 226 yards, 5.8 average per carry, 3 touchdowns, 4 receptions for 21 yards. Again, pretty effective. A guy that you want on your team. No accolades, but I mean, he's just a solid running back. Minnesota gains a guy for a year, and we'll see what he does after that. Running back contracts are very scarce these days. They don't really get paid that much. But yeah, I think Aaron will be impactful for his new club. Okay, number 8, Kenneth Walker the third, Seattle Seahawk running back. I think Seattle's always had pretty great running backs out there. Definitely Marshawn, Sean Alexander. Um, I mean, they had Thomas Rawls for a little bit before he got injured. They had Chris Carson. I mean, they had some great tough nose running backs. And I mean, this is a guy that I was waiting for him to jump into this countdown. I'm so excited that he had the season he had. It may not be an ecstatic, like extraordinary season here, but he's made a name for himself and definitely put himself into this category. He's number 8 this year. Last year he was honorable mention, so great leap for him. Definitely, I see him being a pretty key pivotal point to a Seahawk team that got a better offensive line now. I do believe that he's going to be more impactful. His numbers are going to increase. And I mean, this offense is nice. The Seattle offense is nice. Kenneth Walker, 23 years old, 2 years in the league, 2 years, $15.02 million left on his rookie deal. He played 15 games, 219 carries for 905 yards. I feel like he would have been a 1,000 yard rusher if he played all 17. 4.1 average per carry with 8 touchdowns and 1 fumble. He also had 29 receptions for 259 yards and a touchdown. No playoffs for Seattle, unfortunately. No accolades, but this is a guy that can be impactful, and definitely I can see his impact carrying to a rushing title. I think he can be the league's best running back. The way he carries himself. I know there's a lot of great running backs out there that honorable mention that are going to jump into this list sooner rather than later. But Kenneth Walker's one of these guys, impactful, shifty, definitely hard to bring down, um, and just entertaining to watch. So he deserves to be here. Next on the list, we got another guy that has jumped up. He jumped up 3 spots. Last year he was number 10. This year he jumped to number 7. It's Joe Mixon, man. Joe Mixon. Um, what a stud, man. Honestly, a guy that was, I think, underrated personally in that running back class in the AFC North. Definitely a guy that you need to watch out for. Doesn't get as much attention because of the weapons Joe Burrow has, specifically Jamar Chase. But this is a guy that you feed him the ball, he's gonna make the right read, make the right play. Um, Definitely elusive back. Definitely underrated with power. But yeah, overall, a guy that you want to have running that football. And they're gonna really see the impact that he has from his departure. I think it's crazy that he's not a Bengal anymore. I think that's gonna really affect Joe Burrow in that offense. And honestly, in my opinion, it's kind of. I think it's one of the reasons they were in contention. I understand their defense was eh. In my opinion, I mean they had some solid guys, but they were eh, and their offense was a well-oiled machine. I think Joe Mixon kind of made an impact with that, and it's going to show this year. Joe Mixon's 27 years old, 6 years in the league. He signed a 3-year, $25.5 million deal in Houston, so he's going to be a Texan, which is going to make C.J. Stroud even better. This is Texan offense, which is already on steroids, is going to be even better. So I mean, watch out for that. Um, yeah, 17 games played, 257 carries for 1,034 rushing yards, 4.0 average per carry with 9 touchdowns. He also had 52 receptions for 376 yards and 3 touchdowns. No accolades. Again, many of these running backs didn't have these accolades, but a guy that you want on your team, and I think Houston's going to benefit off of it. And he's going to get a chance at another shot at a ring for him next year. You want to take a look at Najee Harris, man. This is the last on the part one special here. Let's take a look at this guy. First of all, he was an honorable mention. Definitely didn't put him on the rankings just because I wanted more out of him. I thought, let me see what he can do. It's hard on a Steelers team that is just trying to build an offensive line, which they have slowly but surely have done that. Definitely have done some great things in this draft, and I believe in the free agency, where they definitely built their team to be more competitive. Different QB, different coordinator. Um, I think they're going to use them to their advantage. I think they're going to use them wisely and where they should use them. He's a power back. Definitely got some speed to him. It's underrated. Um, Definitely a Pittsburgh Steelers running back. That's just how it is. Just tough nose, downhill runner. Overall, I mean, yeah, you want this guy, dude. You want this guy. Um, yeah, a great leap for him. 26 years old, 2 years in the league. He has a 1 year, $13.04 million deal left on the contract. So Pittsburgh should think about re-signing him. 17 games played, 255 carries for 1,035 rushing yards, 4.1 average per carry, with 8 touchdowns, 2 fumbles, and 1 loss. He did have 29 receptions for 170 yards. In the wild card game against the Bills, he had 12 rushes for 37 yards with a 3.1 average per carry, as well as 2 receptions for 15 yards. Definitely, I can see them having, you know, a better success for this team. I do believe this team probably can make the playoffs. And yeah, I just want to see what Najee does, man. I think he can definitely crack 1,000 again this year.